So let me turn it over to our program. Patrick, thank you again for joining us. I don't know if you'd prefer for me to make you a host so you could share your computer. If
yeah, okay, I could do that. I think. Let's see if I can.
So let me stop sharing here, and I'll give you the opportunity to share.
Okay. Where's my screen share? Okay. Hang on just a second.
So I was fortunate to have a coworker here that knows Patrick.
Yes.
And I really appreciate you being able to join us last minute and sharing with us the. Oh, here's the coworker. What's going on in the nonprofit world?
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do here, let me see if I can get this file up here. Okay, bear with me. Okay, does that work now? Can you see a slideshow up there?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. I'm going to do this really quickly. I was asked to give a presentation. We put together a slideshow last weekend. By the time I gave it on Monday, it was out of date. And now it's completely out of date. So I'm going to just kind of go over quickly, but this is something that we shared with our nonprofit community, and I think it's applicable for business owners as well. And just kind of a quick overview of what's going on with the stimulus response and resources that are available. So so just really quickly, everybody knows this. We're in uncertain times. There's a lot of things going on in the that we don't know. We just don't know what the future is. So advice that we're giving people right now: consolidate as much liquid resources as you can. Do a budget. Look at a budget. Look at how much money your organization is spending, and how long does that take till you get out of till you run out of cash. To develop an employment strategy, we'll talk about some of the resources there, and this is a time to bring your advisors together and really try to look at what's what's available from all perspectives. So we need to really pull together. So the big holy grail of the forgiveness program, the Paycheck Protection Plan, as of yesterday, is now out of money. Now, having said that, I am fairly confident it will be refunded by Congress. There will be additional funding coming. So the recommendation is to talk to your banker about this program and to be ready for it when it comes back. This is the federal loan forgiveness program. This is the holy grail of the stimulus package. It will lend you up to 2.5 times your average monthly payroll And if you spend the money on payroll, at least 75% of it, that loan will be forgiven. This is to encourage organizations to maintain their staffing. This is open to businesses, it's open to nonprofits, it's open to churches. So this is something that everybody should be talking to. Unlike a lot of federal programs, this one is being done through the banks and they're being done through SBA lenders. So you'll see a list here. This list changed as of Monday because Coast Central is now an SBA lender. They had not been. And one of the things, because of the overwhelmingly popularness of this program, is most banks were only dealing with their own customers. So you had to be a customer, and Coast Central is a very big financial institution. There were a lot of people who were with Coast, and they were not able to process these applications until Monday, but they are now ready to do that. I will say that our local banks, Redwood Capital, Umpqua, Tri-Counties, have done a great job for their clients. There's been a lot of people who've received this money. And then Arcata Economic Development, if your bank is not offering this loan, you should be talking to AEDC. They processed a number of loans this week. They have some challenges in not being a bank, that they don't have endless money from the Federal Reserve. So Humboldt Area Foundation has been trying to expand their lending capacity. This is the simplest federal program I have ever seen. The forms are easy. You just need to pull together the your payroll information, your 941s, a complete list of your W-2s for last year, and a payroll report for the period before the COVID crisis started. Again, you need to apply through your existing banks. So there's lots of information. This will come back. I'm pretty confident of it. So be ready to jump on it when it comes back. The other program that's also out of money right now, the Economic Injury Disaster Program, or the EIDL program. This is done directly through the Small Business Administration. It's up to a $2 million loan for employers with less than 500 employees, which is most of us. They had been funding up to $10,000 within a couple of days. It was a 30-year loan. Again, sort of the golden rule of running an organization: don't run out of cash. We recognize nobody wants loans. I'm relatively confident that this program will also be reactivated once Congress gets through whatever negotiations they need to get through to do it. So this is something that's worth pursuing. There's another program in the stimulus package that nobody knows anything about, the MidSize Loan Program. It's for larger organizations, 500 to 10,000 employees, especially mentions nonprofit organizations. There is no information about this. Just to remind people that there is a payroll tax credit up to $5,000 per employee. If you're participating in the Paycheck Protection Program, you are not eligible to use this. This is something I would talk to anyone who does your payroll about how this works. But again, the attempt is to try to incentivize employers to keep employees on the payroll. There's been a change in the tax law for charitable giving. Many of you may remember a couple of years ago, under the new tax law, they raised the standard deduction to the point where most people were not itemizing their charitable deductions anymore. This year, under the stimulus bill, they have put in above the line deduction for up to $300 for charitable deductions. They've also raised the cap on how much you can give of your annual income. It used to be you could only deduct up to 60% of your adjusted gross income on your taxes. So if you made $1 million and you gave away $1 million, and you could only deduct 600,000. Now you can deduct the 100% of it. So, and they've also made incentives for corporations to increase donating. The unemployment work share program is something that I think is really helpful to a lot of people. This is a situation where employers need to cut back employees' hours, but don't want to completely lose the employee. So it's essentially a partial unemployment program that if the employee is working between 40 and 90% of their normal hours, they can qualify for partial unemployment. They still get paid by you for that. So here's just some of the details on this. Again, you can reduce their hours by at least 10%, not more than 60. Has to be at least 10% of your workforce that's subject to the reduction. And you have to maintain the benefits that you currently offer. So that's the overview, but it's designed to try to keep people from having to rehire their entire workforce at the end of this. Wanted to talk quickly about some local financing options. Thank you, Greg Foster in particular, for leading a partnership with the worst acronym ever invented, the Business Resilience.
Just to be clear, I did not come up with that, and I have fought it since day one.
Yes, BRELP, is that, I don't know.
It's actually pronounced BRELP.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, this is a partnership that REDEC has put together with Headwaters Fund, the city of Arcata, the city of Fortuna, and Humboldt Area Foundation. We're all funding this. It's a $25,000 maximum loan open to businesses and nonprofits in Humboldt County. There's no payments for 6 months and then a 5-year term after that. You do have to agree to apply for the federal stimulus programs when they come back. But aside from that, we're trying to shore up businesses and nonprofits. And if you go to REDEC's website, you can see the details there. We're also putting the finishing touches on a nonprofit loan fund with Arcata Economic Development. We should have that up and running next week. Again, a $25,000 maximum loan because it's for nonprofits. There's a 0 interest rate for 2020. And we will also be trying to make sure that that is teed up to integrate with the Paycheck Protection Plan. So that is a program. Contact AEDC for details on that. And then quickly, I just wanted to give a little bit of a plug for the fund that has been created at Humboldt Area Foundation to really address a lot of the challenges that this virus and the lockdowns have created on organizations. We have been lucky enough to already give out and grant $308,000 to organizations throughout the region, dealing with food security, dealing with access to medical equipment, and a whole variety of things. And if you were to go to our website, which is hafoundation.org, you can see a complete list of our the grants that we've made. We would love more contributions if people are feeling so inclined, or if the club would like to make a donation, we would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get to $1 million, and I think we're 3/4 of the way there already in terms of the fundraising, and we're turning money out every day to organizations. So that's that was the speed version of the presentation. I was not watching the chat, so I'll now check in to see if there were any questions that I can answer. Let's do this. Okay, that'll make it.
So Patrick, there is a question out there. Brandy's asking, can you share how sole props can apply to PPP?
You know, they just opened that up last Friday. That was so nice of them. They made the sole proprietors wait an extra week, and then made them eligible, and then ran out of money. So they can apply. Again, talk to your banker, or Brandy, in your case, talk to Ross and Kelly at AEDC. But yes, sole proprietors can apply.
And do we have any other questions for Patrick? Well, Patrick, thank you so much. In this during these times, resources are limited, so it's great to know what options are out there to be able to support yourself and your businesses, to be able to be available on the other side, still be a viable nonprofit or business when we get through this. So
yeah, we're gonna have to pull together, and you know, just to clarify too, Humboldt Area Foundation, in addition to all the grant money we're making available, we're taking money out of our investment portfolio for loans to the local community. We're trying to keep everybody going as much as we can. We know that once an organization goes out of business, it's hard to start up again. So we're going to try to do everything to keep organizations alive and be in a position to come out of this. So.
Thank you. So as our guest speaker today, we do make donations on your behalf to the Wheelchair Foundation. So should be showing a little certificate here for that donation. So thank you so much for being flexible and being here last minute. Really appreciate the information. So thank you.
And if anybody has questions later, I'm pretty easy to find. So
thank you so much.